Graham Linehan, best known as the creator of the sitcom The IT Crowd, was set to perform in a comedy show at Edinburgh's Leaf Arches this week, but the venue later decided not to host the show, saying they felt that platforming Mr. Linehan may impact future bookings, given their closeness with the LGBT+ community and Mr. Linehan's comments on related issues. I spoke with Mellissa, originally hailing from Seattle, Washington, but now living in North Yorkshire, to get her reaction to the decision by Leaf Arches.
I think it was, I don't know much about that story, but based on the actual decision, if he was going to be spouting off his beliefs, I guess, and his views at the festival, I can understand that they might not want that happening. But if it didn't have anything to do with him displaying those things, if it had something to do with maybe more the comedy side of it, it probably shouldn't have been an issue.
I see. So it's sort of whether the controversial issues he's been involved in were going to be the focus of the show. Would you say that's the deciding factor?
Fair.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I suppose the danger to that line of logic and saying, if he was going to be espousing a certain type of belief, then that shouldn't be allowed, is that there's then perhaps an issue of free speech and a question as to whether there are issues that can't be tackled by comedy. Do you think that's a problem, or do you think that should be allowed in that sense?
I think it should be allowed. I think people should be allowed to have free speech, have opinions, have views, and be able to talk about them freely. Maybe if the venue just felt like it was going to hurt or harm someone, and I can understand that part. So, yeah, kind of both.
Absolutely. So thinking more broadly then, some people call cases like this cancel culture and say it's unjustified, while others call it sort of consequence culture and say that it's only right that people who take on perhaps what are considered more extreme beliefs are sort of, there's a response to that. Where do you sit on that spectrum, would you say?
I think I'm somewhere in the middle, because it really depends on each situation. If somebody is for anything that's violent and would be promoting something like that in a public space, you want to make sure that people are safe and that crowds are safe. So you just kind of want to, I guess it's a kind of an interesting topic, but really serious. So I think my whole thing is everybody needs to be safe. So you don't want to censor people, but at the same time, depending on what the content is, I think there should be a way to work with that person or that group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.